But there's also a great deal of anxiety in the public, the citizenry of Tamil Nadu, of what's going to happen next. The general sense is the governor will take a decision next week once that Supreme Court verdict is out. But what's going to happen over the weekend and the weeks ahead as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned? Is governance and administrative stability going to actually suffer as a result of the neutron bombs that have been going off since Tuesday night? I had this conversation with the Hindu newspaper's deputy editor, Sriram Lakshman, and I asked him questions on what lies ahead as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, centered around this dispute. Joining me now is Sriram Lakshman, deputy editor with the Hindu. Sriram, thanks for speaking with us. Do you think O. Paneerselvam can really cash in on the public sentiment he appears to enjoy and really cement his position as a political leader now?
You know, the way our democracy works, we don't directly choose a chief minister, although that might have been the case with Jayalalitha. People voted for her. That's not the case. It's just whoever the party chooses. So I think there's a limit on the amount of cashing he can do in this case. I do think he can cash in on a verdict that is favorable to him, that is unfavorable to Shashikala from the Supreme Court. That is something he can cash in on, not so much public sentiment at the moment.
How personal is this fight between Paneerselvam and Shashikala? You know, they're both trusted lieutenants. Both have, had enjoyed a lot of proximity to her. So, and this is getting uglier with each day. How personal is it?
I think some bridges have now been burnt permanently between the two. That's for sure. As to how, so it's very personal in that sense. But you know, just like any other relationship, this hasn't really been tested. It was only tested last week when Shashikala, OPS wanted something that Shashikala had, and it failed that test. So there's no going back henceforth. So it is very personal at this point.
Both of these people, these two power centers, have their attention and their eyes fixed on attacking each other, trying to cement their power, be chief minister immediately as well. Is this going to be, a concern as far as administrative stability and governance is concerned? Is that going to be an issue? Or is there a firm bureaucracy in place that's taking care of stuff in the background?
I think what's going to happen is, we'll have to wait and see with the verdict from the Supreme Court. I think if the Karnataka High Court judgment is upheld and Shashikala is free, then, there's not going to be that much chaos. But if she is convicted, it's going to be very, very interesting, and it could go any which way. I think we'll have to see which leaders come from that verdict. I think Thambi Durai is one name that's being thrown up. There are, I think, 6 or 7 people who have defected, 6, maybe 7, to the OPS camp right now. He's not going to be able to win back the others, even if Shashikala is convicted. And, is it going to be Thambi Durai who comes forth, or is it going to be somebody from a family? These are very interesting times.
And the AIADMK has changed forever, hasn't it? The quality or the structure, the way things are done within the party has changed completely. It's just not the same party anymore.
That is true. I think that was expected after Jayalalitha's demise. She was the glue that kept everything together. She was the AIADMK, and she didn't set up a second rung of leadership. And that's bearing fruit right now. And I think the party is imploding.
Okay, the party is imploding. Sriram, thanks so much.
I just want to add one thing in response to your second question. Wherever you stand on the Shashikala issue, I've been seeing some things on social media and also outside OPS's house, calling her Jayalalitha's maid and so forth. And usually when we have these situations, it always descends into some kind of caste bias, class bias, or some misogynistic circus. And firstly, there's nothing wrong in being somebody's maid, and secondly, that is probably not the nature of their relationship. So that's kind of despicable, and I hope wherever people stand on the debate, they keep it clean.
It's true, a lot of debates actually descend into that kind of thing. Sriram, thanks for speaking to India today. At the end of the day, it's going to boil down to the numbers, and we'll finally see where O. Paneerselvam and where VK Shashikala finally stands. With video journalist Ankur Arora in Chennai, Shiv Arur for India Today.